Welcome in once again to Domo Bolivariano in Barquisimeto for the 2016 South American Women's Championship. Our second game of the day between Colombia and Brazil. Both teams looking impressive so far in this tournament. Our first game of the day, it was Chile over Paraguay. Paraguay over Chile, 83-69. We've got two more games coming up after this one. Argentina and Peru at 4:15 and Ecuador and Venezuela at 6:30. Alongside my partner, the Brazilian legend, Victor Mansur, I'm Craig Feta saying hello once again. So very glad you can be with us. It's been a fun tournament so far, and this game should be no exception. Two of the top four teams thus far in the tournament meeting today. Colombia, coming into this one ranked 47th in the FIBA World Rankings. They had an impressive 79-38 win over Chile in the opening day's events. Brazil has looked dominant thus far, a 115-42 win over Uruguay and a 104-54 win over Chile. So it will be interesting to see how Colombia handles Brazil, and if Brazil really is as good as they appear to be, Victor Mansur.
Yeah, Brazil very deep, got a lot of options, outside game, inside game, scoring from all positions, able to keep the pace when their bench comes in. Colombia, on the other hand, as they get introduced here, we got the hot shooting of Palacio and Martinez. They really lit up the first game, and also the inside presence of Mosquera and Diana. So Colombia, let's see if they can withstand Brazil's first wave, first quarter, not let the game go into Brazilians' game style, and hopefully they can get themselves into a position into the second half where Colombia can make a run.
Mabel Martinez, 16 points and 8 rebounds in the opener for Colombia. Colombia will have to deal with Nadia Collado. She's averaging 17.5 points and 9 rebounds per game in this tournament. Time now for the anthems. First, for the visitors from Brazil.
Escuchamos
anthem
el
for the
himno
designated
de
home team
Colombia.
in this one, Colombia. Welcome in once again to Barquisimeto, the Domo Bolivariano. And the 2016 South American Women's Championships. Craig Feda, Victor Mansur on the call. Glad you can be joining us wherever you're tuned in from, around South America or around the world. We expect this to be a good game between two of the best-looking teams so far in the tournament. Colombia with an impressive opening day victory over Chile, 79-38. Brazil with a couple of very dominant wins, 115-42 over Uruguay and 104-54 over Chile. In our first game of the day, Chile fell to Paraguay, 83-69. Chile falling to 0-3 on the tournament. Paraguay going to 0-2. Two more games after this one today. Argentina and Peru at 4:15, and Ecuador and Venezuela at 6:30. There we get a look at the Brazilian starters. At guard, number 6, Joyce Rodriguez. At forward, number 7, Palmira Marcal. At forward, number 8, Isiane Castro. At center, number 12, Karina Jacob, and number 13 at center, the fantastic Nadia Collado. There you get a look at the full roster for Colombia. Should mention Brazil coached by Antonio Barbosa. And the starters for Colombia. At guard, number 12, Jennifer Munoz. At forward, number 6, Maria Delgado. At forward, number 9, Maria Palacio. Also at forward, number 10, Mabel Martinez. And at center, number 15, Marlene Mosquera. There you get a look at Coach Antonio Carlos Barbosa. Colombia coached by Luis Montoya. A couple of minutes away from tip-off, and it's going to be very fun to see. And you and I have talked about this one the last couple days. It's going to be very fun to see how really good Colombia is.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Molina and you're going against Brazil right here, what you got to do is you got to be careful with the foul troubles. Brazil and Nadia inside, really a tough matchup, as she's averaging 17 points and 9 rebounds a game. So if you're Colombia, Coach Luis Montoya really got to be careful with the foul trouble early on.
Brazil definitely with a little more size than Colombia, with Nadia at 6'4", Karina Jacob at 6'2", Soliega 6'2", Delmara Justino 6'1", and Kelly Santos at 6'4". Marlene Mosquera 6'6" for Colombia.
And also important, the height, but also the way you play. Some players play bigger than what they are, so interested to see the post play here in this game.
That was kind of like you. You played a lot bigger than you were, dominating people down low, backing them down.
Hey, man, I think I might hire you as my agent. You're a good man to me. I appreciate you very much. All good here at Sudamericano 2016. Follow all the action at FIBA.com/Americas.
You can use that hashtag if you're talking about it on social media. Hashtag Sudamericano 2016. As we listen into the Colombian huddle. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, and we are online at FIBA.com or FIBA.com_ES. Twitter feed at FIBA. And if you're looking for it in Spanish, at FIBA_ES.
That is correct. And Colombia with the one-day rest and only one game under them. Brazil going into their third game. Let's see if that is somewhat of a factor or not here in the beginning.
Well, fortunately for Brazil, even though they've played back-to-back days, this is their third game in 3 days, they haven't really had to push themselves in either of their first 2 games, so they might be coming in a little fresher than a team ordinarily might, having played 2 games in 2 days. Our officials for today's game: Reynaldo Mercedes from the Dominican Republic, Diana Oliveros from Venezuela, and Leonardo Salazar from Argentina. our FIBA commissioner for this game, Rodrigo Lopez Decio from Venezuela. Just about set to tip things off. It's going to be Narlene Mosquera jumping for Colombia against Nadia Collado for Brazil.
And talk about not being tested. Brazil did not tend to substitute as much in the first few games. Coach Antonio Carlos Barbosa opted to leave their players out there. And Nadia, once again, she does that jump with the backhand.
Mosquera wins the tip.
Very different.
Lob inside to Mosquera. She goes right past Nadia Collado, and it's a 2-0 lead for Colombia. Nice job finding Mosquera. Jakob from the top of the key, guarded loosely. Got a change in the starting lineup. I see Maria Prenz out there for Colombia instead of Maria Delgado.
Yeah, Colombia knowing that Brazil's got has got size underneath, trying to match up.
First foul of the game called. That's going to be on.
To that moving screen right there by Prince.
Yep.
And as we spoke about the post play, first couple trips down, the ball really going inside.
Now Brazil throws it away. Still 2-0 in favor of Colombia. Brazil in their visitors' uniforms. Solid green with white accents along the side. Colombia in yellow with navy blue around the top, and a pretty jump shot by Mabel Martinez. And it's 4-0 Colombia.
I mean, talk about a difficult shot. Crossover between her legs. Stop. Beautiful strengthening her legs to let that fly.
Colombia so far equal to the task. Isiana Castro from 3, short. And the rebound, Colombia. Up ahead to Mosquera, just a little bit too far for the 6'6", 26-year-old.
Yeah, they should be upset about that. They had a wide open two, just missed the last pass. Should have been 6-0 right now for Colombia. And both these teams with nice looking uniforms on.
Yeah.
The green and the yellow looking sharp.
Mosquera listed at 6'6", 197 centimeters. She does not look like she's 3 inches taller than Nadia Collado. And Brazil gets on the board for the first time. That's Karina Jakob.
The heights of the bigs always get messed up sometimes. Used to play with guys when they got higher, they would be 6'9", and once they got off the plane, they were maybe about 6'4".
Yeah. Palacio to Mosquera, her outside jump shot, no good. Rebound, Collado.
If she can develop that outside shooting to go along with her height, she's going to be dangerous.
Turn her into a stretch 5.
And nowadays, we saw that game before, Paraguay just staying out there and shooting 3, so it's a tendency now.
Collado trap, gets it out to Isian. Not sure what happened with the shot clock. Got reset to 24.
So Colombia so far doing a good job on the defense, making life tough for Brazil.
Equal to the task so far are the Colombians. Now Mosquera up high. Oh, beautiful cut there. Shot missed, however, by Jennifer Munoz. Now Joycey Rodriguez tries the no-look drop pass to Collado. It's stolen by Palacio. Palacio 2-on-1. Gives it up underneath to Mosquera. Can't connect.
Palacio got the strip, the in and out, took it all the way there. Dished it off last second to Mosquera. Just couldn't get the finish.
Tried to make the unselfish play as she was being challenged. Oh, a nice Euro step there by Palmira Marcal. Could not get it to go, though.
So the athleticism of Colombia on the defensive end with the long arms and the agility so far being a factor.
We'll have to see how Colombia fares when Mosquera comes out. And Brazil still able to substitute with some quality bigs in Kelly Santos and Soliega.
Coach Antonio Barbosa upset with his team. They give up the offensive rebound and a silly foul.
A foul on Elmira Marcal, her first. And now Palacio sits down.
You wonder if she's just going to go get a breathe and come right back in. Pretty offensive play and even better defensive play there.
Taking her place is Manuela Rios. Now a three on the way from Marcal. No. Gets her own rebound. Has it stripped away from behind and then stolen nicely by Rios. Rios on the breakaway. Layup is good. And Colombia has a 6-2 lead with 5:33 to play in this first quarter.
Brazilian point guard Joyce hasn't got up to a good start. Committed a few turnovers.
So far, Colombia showing no fear of the bigger, more experienced Brazilians, but there Nadia Collado strikes from 15 feet.
She's been the Brazilian go-to player with a 28 efficiency average, and though to go along with those 17 points, and Brazil needed that.
Rios for three. That had a second chance to go in.
Palmira, experienced player.
Marcal gets past Martinez and kicks it out to Joyce Rodriguez, and she hits the three.
She didn't even jump that time to take that shot.
That pretty much looked like a set shot, and then Colombia just about turns it over in the backcourt, and then Joyce Rodriguez comes in and commits the foul in the backcourt. Brazil with its first lead on the game, 7-6, 4:42 to play first quarter. Now Martinez sits down, as does Prenz. Coming on is Luz Cordoba and Marlene Vente. Munoz shooting it up over Collado, no good. Marcal the rebound. Over to Joyce Rodriguez. Now Jakob.
Good trap down low. Nice no-look pass by Joyce.
Collado gets it close to the bucket, and she's fouled. That will be on Munoz. Her first, team's second. So Collado to the free throw line. Collado, you would think, just entering her prime at 27 years old.
Yeah, we saw her last year at the FIBA Americas Women's Championship. She had a good tournament, but here in the South American, she's really looking like a improvement. And as we mentioned, her team won the Brazilian National League a couple of weeks back. She's a tough player to handle.
With all your basketball experience, what would you say the average prime is for a player? In that 27 to 29-year-old range, or maybe a little younger?
Yeah, it depends a little, because it's when we say prime, it's a couple of factors that kind of got to come in together, right? Your physical ability, your technical ability,
and your knowledge and experience,
and especially up here between the ears.
Yeah.
So when those things match, for some people it matches a little bit earlier, maybe about 25 or so. Some of them might do that by 29. And then you probably got there like a 6-7 year window. So it varies, but yeah, you're about right. About 26, 27, 28 maybe. For those that get there, because to have those three things work for you, physical, technical, mental, those that get there and able to enjoy their primes or get to really enjoy this game, because a lot of people play basketball for 15 years. When they start, say they're 12 years old, by the time they're 27, that's when they're really getting it.
And sometimes, though, for some players, the physical and mental and experience never all come together. By the time you actually learn the game and understand some of the nuances and learn what it means to be a pro, your physical skills have started to erode. Maybe you've had a couple of injuries, and you don't have the explosiveness, but now you have a better understanding of the game.
100%. So that's why we say that you got to stick with the program, make sure that you make the little things, the little details, get into the gym. And we say the gym, we mean the weight room. Maybe do some cross activities that will help you, Pilates, yoga, other things that will help your physical improvement. But also your technical ability. Get into the gym, work on your game, work on your shot, and keep studying the game. Videos, watch players, try to pick up tendencies. If you're able to match those three, you're in for quite a ride.
There you see the foul by Karina Jakob, her second. She has a seat as Soliega comes on. Fourth team foul for Brazil, 3:15 to play. And that's what's so impressive about players like, you have to go back to somebody like Michael Jordan, who, as his physical explosiveness started to decline, he developed that unblockable turnaround fadeaway jump shot.
100%, Greg. Well, you're touching on a really neat point here. When we talk about players' prime and the way, and the message behind that is, you have to keep on developing. You don't stagnate. If something is not going for you, you'll develop other areas, but you keep improving.
And that's what was impressive about Kobe Bryant as well. Saw him struggle in his final year, but he worked just as hard as he ever did in practice, on his own. Oh, and a beautiful feed underneath to Palmira Marcal. And Brazil goes up 11-8 inside 3 minutes to play first quarter.
We talk about getting an experience. Ega that time just gave Palmira the eyes and say roll to the basket, and she did and hit her in the back door.
Now a long three on the way with the shot clock still at 8. And a foul called on the rebound attempt. I think they're going to get Marlene Vente. They are. And I think that's where LeBron James maybe is a little bit underappreciated. He came into the NBA, he was already so polished for a young player, and he really has a great understanding of the game, and he makes everything look so easy because he's so dominant. And people say, oh, he's this, he's that, he's a flopper, he's not clutch, that sort of thing, but you look at his averages in playoff and championship games.
One of the all-time greats.
Oh, yeah, no question.
If he was to stop playing basketball today, and talk about a prime, he still probably got 5-6 more years, and he could actually finish the game as the all-time scorer if he averages 25 in the next 5 years, which is extremely doable for him. And he might finish in the top of this assist too. So I mean,
well, and that's kind of the knock that LeBron has had, is that, well, he's not a clutch guy because he'd rather pass than shoot. I don't know if it's that he'd rather pass. It's that he knows the defenses are going to collapse on him.
Yep, and that's about making the reads, making the decisions that are best for your team. And a player like Joycey, for example, we saw 29 years of age and playing the point guard. Such a tough position because there's so many decisions to be made per second that it takes you maybe until 29 to really figure it out.
And don't forget, in one of the championship winning games for Chicago, Jordan kicked it out to Steve Kerr for the winning three-pointer. And everybody said, oh, that was a great pass by Jordan, great vision, but if LeBron does it, he's afraid to shoot.
Well, people are always going to have something to say.
Yeah.
We've got to have something to talk about. But good to see, for example, Eziani here with her experience of playing around the world and a couple of injuries. Now she finally put it together and is having her prime right here. She picks up Tapia's full court.
Great defense inside at the other end by Ana Mendoza. Now a three on the way from Rios. No good, but Mendoza the rebound. Now the drive up off the glass. Tapias, no good. The follow, are they going to count it? They will not. But Marlene Vente will go to the line for two. I initially thought that ball went in, but looking at the replay, it looked like it didn't. So that's probably why they did not count it. Marlene Vente hits the first free throw. Minute 45 to play first quarter. 12-9 now in favor of Brazil. Vente misses the second free throw. Collado the rebound.
Palacio looking to check back in as Colombia needs her as she can add firepower.
Ega the drive. 2 big long strides into the lane. Can't connect. Collado collects the rebound, goes up. Can't get it to fall, but she will go to the free throw line. Believe they're going to get Marlene Vente, and they are. Collado wanted that one. Even though she got the foul, she thought she was close enough and had a good enough look. Now Pren's getting set to check back in. Rios sits down.
And you really like what you get from Nadia. Nice touch there on the free throw, but you know she's going to play hard. She's going to battle inside. And as a coach, you really appreciate that because you know what you're getting every time on the court.
6 points and 5 rebounds already for Collado. Prenz comes in and replaces Marlene Vente with a minute 33 to play first quarter.
And she holds 2 hands up there, calling that horns action we spoke about before with the 2 bigs coming to set screens.
Prenz rolls. Pass wasn't there. Palacio kicks it out to Mendoza. 3 on the way. That looked pretty good, but it just skitters off the right side of the rim. Minute 15 to play first quarter. Marcal to her left, to Iziani.
And interesting enough, Coach Antonio Carlos Barbosa so far just with 1 player off the bench in this entire first quarter. You wonder if that's his philosophy, his strategy, or he's doing that to get players to burn out or get their legs under them.
Mosquera back on. She replaces Ana Mendoza. Maria Delgado on as well. Palacio back in.
Sorry, my friend. What happens sometimes is just you need to hit that second win. And once that second win comes, you're good to go.
I usually wait for that first one. 15-9 now. A minute 5 to play. First quarter. Hope you're enjoying the game wherever you're tuned in from. If it's in South America, North America, anywhere else around the world, if you're tuned into the English language broadcast of this 2016 South American Women's Championship. So glad you can join us.
Let us know via Twitter and social media where you're watching us from.
I can give out your cell phone number if you'd like to.
No.
People can text you, say hey.
You see Colombia looking to double team Nadia on the block. That's the right strategy. You don't want her to catch the ball.
And now Narlene Mosquera committing the foul underneath, trying to deny position to Nadia Collado.
And Ega and Joyce is so fun to watch. They got all these face expressions when they say it. They're talking to each other and sorry and good job with the smiles. And you love the drama and the happiness at the same time.
Gamara Justino checks in now for Soliega. And Nadia misses the free throw. 36.6 to play in this first quarter. Nadia hits the second. Handoff to Munoz. Jennifer Munoz gets to the elbow, kicks it back out to Mosquera. Mosquera on the drive, goes to the left hand and lays it in. Pretty move by Narlene Mosquera to get past Nadia Collado. Good defense by Collado, but a good finish by Mosquera.
Mosquera with the big body and the ability to put the ball on the floor.
And a gorgeous spin move into the lane by Joyce Rodriguez. She can't get the shot to fall in, but she will go to the free throw line. The foul, number 12, Jennifer Munoz. That's her second with 10.7 to play. And now Mabel Martinez comes in to spell Maria Delgado.
Colombia here with the last shot in the first quarter. And Joyce, however, you saw that spin move, such an effective move. I've said that a couple of times here last few days, but if you're out there watching a young man and a young woman, make sure you practice your spin moves. Very efficient.
Free throw missed by Joycey Rodriguez. Second one good. And it's 17-11. 8 seconds, now 7. Here comes Palacio inside to Prenz. That won't fall. Collado rips down the rebound. And the first quarter will end with Brazil on top 17-11. Nadia Collado finishes the first quarter with 7 points and 6 rebounds, on her way to perhaps another monster game. We are between quarters. 17-11 Brazil. This is the 2016 South American Women's Championships, live from Domo Bolivariano. Back at Domo Bolivariano in Barquisimeto. It's the third day of competition of the 2016 South American Women's Championship. This contest between Brazil and Colombia, it's a 17-11 lead for Brazil. And Colombia, even though they're trailed by 6 right now, they have not really shown any fear of the Brazilians. They played them equal through about the first half of the first quarter, then Brazil went on a little run there.
And they got the potential to do so. Very athletic and can shoot the ball. The guards can shoot the ball, so we expect that from Colombia here in the second quarter too.
Santos gets it poked away. I thought that was going to be Brazil ball.
Did not see who the ball went off, but I did see Gilmara and Diana have a few words here. Nobody saw that. They were just in between, close to each other's ear, just saying maybe not so friendly things.
Mosquera, the pretty move, would not go. And a nice defensive play there by Munoz. She knocks it off of Vizian. That was after the deflection. And now that one goes off of Maria Palacio as Taina de Paixão.
So maybe did not see who that went off last. Referee said went off Colombia. It looked like went off Brazil, but.
Well, I thought the last one went off Colombia, so I guess we're all even. And now
that's
a technical foul.
Yeah, that's a given. You cannot touch the inbounder there, and you can try to play mirror and be in front of the ball, but you cannot reach, and that was a given.
So Izian gets the technical free throw.
We saw end of the game between the Spurs
I was just thinking that.
and Oklahoma, who had a couple of issues with the out of bounds, but that one's really clear.
And the out of bounds passer
Broke the plane, touched the ball, referee right in front of you. See right there, she just reaches in and, yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Santos. Back to Estino, now inside to Santos. Santos can't handle it, but it goes off of, oh, I thought that went off of Mabel Martinez.
I thought so too. That should have been Brazil ball,
Yeah,
so referees here.
We both looked at each other. Of course, they're much closer, had a better look at it.
We've been having a great tournament with the referees, but this time a couple of mistakes in a row.
Martinez. Fadeaway jump shot. Tough shot by Mabel Martinez.
Going to her right, that one leg to get the balance just enough, Martinez to knock it down.
And that was Palmira Marcal on the defense. She just kind of smiled and looked at the bench saying, I couldn't do anything about that one.
Yeah, a lot of the shooters keep, the right-hand shooters keep the ball on their left so they can go up bounce. But when you go right, sometimes you got to kick your leg out to get your bounce. That's what she did.
Santos and a shot clock violation. Brazil not paying attention to the shot clock that time.
So right away, as Colombia has Palacio, Martinez, and Mosquera on the court, they get some firepower back in and down 5 here.
Timeout on the floor, 18-13 Brazil, live from Barquisimeto.
Sim, Pô, que isso, gente? Que isso? Aí não vamos em lugar nenhum. Não adianta se ralar aqui se não faz ponto lá, porra. Porra, trabalha essa bola melhor. Melhora o corta-luz. Chegou a bola no pivô, define logo. Não fica parar com essa bola parada na mão. Se devolve, melhor. Essa bola vai pegar pra bola assim. Lateral. Não deu pra você perder, perna pra fora. Olha o jogo. Corta a 4 se tá apertada. Quem serve entra. Não fica parado. E outra, a menina vai bater sempre pra direita aqui.
É, mas eu tô tentando passar junto.
Então, mas você chegou, mas entra mais fecha pra não vir pra direita. Entendeu? Obriga ela a vir pra esquerda, tá? Vamos lá.
Gente, vamos melhorar,
Brazil with a game high 10 turnovers, and Antonio Carlos Barbosa saying it doesn't work if we work hard back here on the defense, get some stops, we're not able to score on the other end. So it's asking the girls to make sharp cuts, make good screens, get themselves open, move without the ball in order to get Brazil on the board. Palmira that time, she chose to try to split the double screen, got caught, and then was late to the rotation to Martinez, and then did what you should not do, was reach from behind and pick up a cheap foul.
Second foul for Marcal. Now Mosquera, the outside jump shot, no good. Rebound tipped to Iziani.
We've seen Mosquera shoot on the shot set, put the ball on the floor. That time shooting off the dribble. This young woman's got a lot of potential.
Castro's drive would not go. Now the hesitation move along the baseline for Tapias, but she's cut off. Still plenty of time for Colombia. Mosquera works her way toward the paint. Her pass is intercepted by Izian. Izian challenged by Tapias, but goes up strong and lays it in, and it's 20-13 now in favor of Brazil. 7:10 to play, second quarter.
Iziani goes off that right leg on the left side of the layup, but because she went up with both hands strong enough to get that in.
Some foul trouble already for Colombia, as Marlene Vente already has 3 fouls, as does Jennifer Munoz.
Iziani here going to call for the trip.
That'll be before the shot.
Yeah. Foul number 8, Iziani, and as Tapi was trying to get herself down the lane.
Rios and Cordoba come on, as does.
And there's a technical
Levis
foul
Torres.
here. Technical foul on Iziani. I believe she was just giving Mercedes a look or maybe a few words, and he said none of that.
Luciani, another one of those Brazilian players who very expressive with her facial expressions. The technical free throw short by Maria Tapias.
So if I read it right, Coach Barbosa said, "What did you say to him?" And she said, "I told him to make sure he makes the same call on the other side." But we're just not sure what tone of voice. And
Yeah.
maybe with a few more words in there.
Colombia takes timeout. 6:50 to play, second quarter. It's a 2012 lead for Brazil. This is the 2016 South American Championship for women, live from Barquisimeto.
Listo, Levis, con vos, Manuela y Mabel. Jugamos este pase. Aquí nos damos la pantalla, pero Adriana va a venir por Camila y venimos hacia ella. Y Levis viene por ella en una entregada para salir y tirar. Camila, si no tiene tiro, divida de una vez y tengamos estos dos pases acá. Ojo que la puse para su mano izquierda. Meta la canasta pues, meta la...
Back in Barquisimeto.
So after a few starts, a few hot start, Colombia just shooting 29% from the field, and Brazil at 36%. Both teams struggling right now.
Thrown up there by Maria Tapias.
Left-handed player finished up with the right hand. Nothing but the nylon. Way to go, young lady.
Marcal now to Justino, 10 to shoot. They get it inside to Santos. She gets fouled.
Brazil doing a good job on that diagonal screen down the lane, try to free their bigs, and Jumana hit Kelly on the run, and she just had to catch and go up, and Colombia's a little bit too late rotated.
First foul on Martinez, second team foul. Free throw is good for Santos. Good mix of youth and veteran experience for Brazil. You have Santos and Justino. Santos 36 years old, Justino 35, Karina Jakob 30, Soliega 38, Jacqueline Silvestri 30, Tiziani Castro with 30, Palmira Mercal just turned 32. Make it an 8-point lead now for Brazil as Kelly Santos scores from in close.
I heard something here, kind of heard a slap, but the referee didn't call it, so game on. That's why you need to finish the play and not worry about the call.
Long three on the way from Tapias, no good. Taina de Paixão underneath to Santos, back out to Taina. Three on the way, no. Santos, the offensive rebound. Takes it strong to the glass and lays it in, and Luis Montoya wants timeout now, as Brazil has gone up 10 in the second quarter with 5:15 to play. Brazil has outscored Colombia 8-4 in the second quarter so far.
Si ella no puede aquí dar dos dribles y llegar a canasta, pues. Si ella dio dos dribles y llegó a canasta es porque nadie está ayudando. Y la jugadora de aquí se presenta si pasaron de este lado. Pero esta es la que dobla, ese es el plan. Y la del lado de acá tiene que soltar. Eso quedamos que íbamos a jugar. Y si nos van a tirar los triples, que nos tiren. ¿Cuántos nos han metido? Todavía no lo han metido. Uno. Bueno, entonces nos han metido uno. Sigamos cuidando aquí, donde tenemos que cuidar.
Você bate um contra um.
Essa primeira bola.
Se você vê que tá no espaço, dentro do contra um, eles vão ficar esperando a bola voltar na Gil. Dentro do contra um, tá? Aí se vê que tá dando bem. Vamos mudar muito não, tá? Você recebe mais em frente, um pouco mais de longe. Muito boa bola. Vai,
Ia dar pro C, a criança não olhou. Vai.
Chile trying to focus on that timeout, saying we're doing a good job on the perimeter because Brazil hasn't hit a three-pointer yet. We just got to be sure that we know that their strength is inside. So trying to take away the inside game of Brazil. And Brazil, on the other hand, Coach Barbosa wants their player to explore the one-on-one, be aggressive, and try to get to the lane.
Rios over to Delgado, and Ana Mendoza called for the foul underneath. Coming up on 5 minutes to play. Second quarter. 2 more games after this one. Argentina and Peru at 4:15, followed up by Ecuador and Venezuela at 6:30. One result already in the book today as Tatiana Pacheco hits for 3.
Tati, that's her game. Defense, a spark, but also can knock down that three-pointer. So good job by Palmira to kick out to her.
Earlier today, Paraguay beat Chile 83-69. Now Rios, the floater, gets the rebound back. Tapias throws it up with the right hand, and a couple of awkward shots on that possession for Colombia.
So Colombia having problems right now scoring the ball. Brazil's size is too much for them. They need to get into their rhythm, make sure they get some going towards the basket, and hopefully get fouled and shoot some free throws.
And now a foul called on Luz Cordoba. That's her first. Marlene Mosquera comes on, as does Jennifer Munoz. Munoz with the 3 fouls. Tapias and Cordoba sit down. 14 fouls on Colombia, 3 on Brazil in this quarter, 4:01 to play. Marcal misses the 3, rebounded by Pacheco. Out again to Marcal. Tying it to Paixão, into Justino, now to Santos with the left hand off the glass and in. She'll go to the line following the foul by Ana Mendoza. And now Brazil up 13.
From my point of view, best offense of Brazil so far. They just played naturally. The ball hit the wing. They got into a pick and roll. They had nothing. Swing the ball the other side. Taina recognized Gil on the top of the key. She played the high-low with Kelly, all off of instincts and all off of mini games, let's call it. Because even though we have 5 players on the offense, you play the 2-man game or a 3-player game. So Brazil played that mini game right there to its best.
Santos completes the 3-point play. Palacio back on for Colombia, replacing Rios.
And that's why a lot of times you practice with just 2 or 3 or 4 players, because you want to get that, I want to call it a mini game. You want to develop that, because even though the game is spread out the whole court, it's played in small sections and where you try to get advantages. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Call it a little 2-man game.
Yeah. Sometimes triangle, see Brazil where they're moving the ball.
Yep. Gets it down low to Santos and out to Silvestri, back to Santos. 7 to shoot. Beautiful find. Tying it to Paixão, hits the 3-pointer. Gorgeous ball movement by Brazil that time. And a nice dish from Santos out to Taina.
So they follow one good offense with another good offense, and that's because Kelly, as soon as she catches, she sees the help coming. She kicks it out because she knows she's going to get it back, so Brazil reversing the ball really well.
The lead now 19, 34-15 with 3 minutes to play in this second quarter. And it seemed like once Brazil adjusted to Colombia halfway through the first quarter, they've been able really to dominate since then. 3 on the way from Abel Martinez, no good. Brazil outscoring Colombia in this quarter 17-4. Justino, the long 2, short. Munoz the board. 2.5 minutes to play, second quarter. Milo Martinez to Palacio, right side. Picked up by Pacheco, around the screen by Ana Mendoza. Puts up the jump shot, and that's good. Pretty shot by Maria Palacio.
That's MP's game. She's can shoot off the dribble. And Colombia needs more of that from her.
Paixão over to Palacio, back inside to Justino, and she gets fouled. I don't know if that's going to be on Mosquera or Mendoza. It's going to be on Mosquera. That's her second. Team foul on Colombia. It's a shooting foul anyway. First free throw a little too strong for Justino.
Talk about prime Jill at 35, but physically just looks like she got a lot more to go.
Justino hits the second free throw. Now a foul on Taina. Palacio, the long jumper, and that's good. Creating her own space and putting it up.
That's her game. She crafty, especially with the pick and roll situation. Saw the room and no hesitation.
Nice touch pass out. Three-pointer, no good. Pacheco fighting for the rebound.
So what Brazil wants to do now is they're packing it in Kelly too much. They're not respecting Brazil's outside shot, so hopefully Brazil will look to get that advantage and knock down few.
Pass tipped out of bounds.
And a shout out here to our communication and events department doing a great job here at the Sudamericano.
Yeah, William Rosario.
And Luca Garcia. Things are looking sharp here in Barquisimeto. These women have nothing to worry about but just play ball, and the fans come out and enjoy the game.
I thought you meant that the women had nothing to worry about.
All they got to do is play ball.
Because of William and Luca not being much of a catch.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
No. Not on air anyway.
No, but
maybe in the van ride back to the hotel you'd say that.
The Barquisimeto and the state of Lara and the country of Venezuela being so welcoming to basketball and the National Federation led by Carmelo Cortez, and we're happy to be here. And we also look forward to the men's South American Championship coming up in a couple of weeks. As a matter of fact, we got a couple of events coming up. As you see right there, we have the on our LED screen the men and women U18 championships coming up in Chile in the month of July from the 13th to the 23rd. The Central Basketman's Championship in June from the 19th to 25th. And then we're right back here in Caracas from the 26th to the 2nd of July for the men's qualification. And remembering that Central Basket and South American Championship, both qualifications for the men's new competition system.
Three on the way from Martinez. She was bumped as she came down, no call. And then she gets the steal.
And in case you're wondering how the new competition system
that
works.
Three is good.
There's a bunch of videos online, FIBA, with a lot of communication to detail and better explain for those who are wondering what's the new men's competition going to look like as of next year. A lot of home and away games. We're going to have national teams playing at home. Exciting time for basketball right now.
3-2-1. Shot rings out as the first half comes to an end. It's a 35-22 lead for Brazil as we head to halftime. This is the 2016 South American Championships for women. live from Domo Bolivariano in Barquisimeto. Getting a look at some of the halftime stats coming up here. Brazil is shooting 43% from two-point range, 30% from three. Colombia 0 for 9 from three-point range, just 9 of 24 from two. Brazil hitting 3 times as many free throws as the Colombians. Points in the paint in favor of Brazil, 10-8. Fast break points in favor of Brazil, 4-2. Second chance points in favor of Brazil, 4-0. And we talked before the game about the depth of Brazil. Their bench is outscoring Colombia's bench 15-7. Rebounds heavily in favor of Brazil, 27-15. Brazil with 5 more assists than Colombia in the first half. 12 turnovers, though, for Brazil. That's a little bit uncharacteristic of them. Colombia with 7 steals. So Brazil needing to take much better care of the ball in the second half, despite the fact that they do have a 13-point lead. Palacio with 6 points for Colombia. Mosquera 4 rebounds. Kelly Santos 8 points for Brazil. Nadia Colado with 6 points. Not sure Nadia played in that second quarter. She did. It wasn't very much. She's only got just about 10 minutes of game action. As we go to all the scorers, Ana Mendoza 2 points for Colombia. Brenson Delgado played but did not score. Tapias with 2, Rios with 2. Palacio, as we said, with 6. Mabel Martinez 5. Marlene Vente with 1. Munoz, Torres, and Cordoba all played but did not score. And Narlene Mosquera 4 points and 4 rebounds. For Brazil, Taina de Paixão with 3 points. Joyce Rodriguez 5. Almira Mercal with 3 points and 6 rebounds. Isiani only 3 points. Jacqueline Silvestri played but did not score. Tati Pacheco 3 points. Soliega played but did not score. Karina Jakob with 2 points. Nadia Colado 7. Gilmara Justino 1. And Kelly Santos leading the way with 8. Colombia started out strong, Victor, but they kind of faltered there toward the end of the first quarter, and then were outscored by a pretty healthy margin in the second.
Yeah, Colombia started the game strong. However, once they had to fall into the rotation, their bench play were not able to keep up the scoring margin. And Brazil slowly started to play their pace of game, getting stops on defense, getting the ball inside to Nadia and to Kelly. Start to move the ball, so hopefully see if Colombia can make some adjustments here. They're with still 13-point game within striking distance, and that's where they want to be.
35-22 in favor of Brazil. We are at halftime. Second game of the day. This is the 2016 South American Championship for Women. Live from Barquisimeto in Venezuela. We are back at the Domo Bolivariano with second half action in just a few minutes. Welcome back to Domo Bolivariano in Barquisimeto. It's the 2016 South American Women's Championship, second game of the day. Brazil with a 35-22 lead over Colombia. Two more games coming up this afternoon and evening. Argentina and Peru at 4:15, followed by Ecuador and the host nation Venezuela at 6:30. Pretty good crowd on hand last night for the opening game for Venezuela in this tournament. We expect that as the tournament progresses and Venezuela perhaps advances to the medal round, that there will be even more folks here. The local club, Varos de Lara, fills this place when they play. They are the 2016 Liga Americas champion, crowned just a few weeks ago. Glad you can be joining us wherever you're tuned in from, around South America or around the world. Alongside Victor Mansour, I'm Craig Feda. And Victor, Colombia has to be pleased that they've held Brazil to only 35 points in the first half. So maybe they achieved that goal, holding them under 20 points a quarter. However, they kind of fell off offensively after their hot start.
100% agree with you, Craig. In that fact, they did a good job of holding Brazil's scoring firepower that they had. Brazil has been scoring a lot this tournament. However, on the other hand, Colombia really failing to score and get the ball into their best players. You saw Martinez not take as many shots as he could. Palacio not take as many shots as he could. So hopefully they can switch things here, and I want to see a competitive third quarter because Colombia is still within striking distance. A 13-point game is far from being over.
They've actually made more two-point field goals than Brazil has. Colombia getting the volume, 9 of 24 from two-point range, but they're 0 for 9 from three-point range, and Brazil has shot 11 more free throws than Colombia. Brazil 18 free throws, they have made 12, Colombia 4 of 7.
And that's the difference so far. Brazil imposing their inside game.
Munoz to Mosquera. Back to Munoz. Pass into the corner. Long jump shot on the way, and that's good. Maria Palacio connects.
Speaking about getting the ball to Palacio where she can shoot and score, and that's what they did right there. Just enough room to pull that one off.
Isiani. Back to Justino, who's starting the second half, and a pretty jump shot from the left elbow by Nadia Collado.
And Nadia just saw Mosquera a little bit too far. Just easy catch and shoot from the elbow.
9 points now for Nadia. Kick out again to Palacio. This time she can't connect. Mosquera the rebound. Beg your pardon, that was Prenz. Prenz starting alongside Mosquera down low, and a three-pointer on the way from Narlene Mosquera.
She can do that. It looked natural a couple of first times in the first half. This time here letting it fly, and Colombia cut it to 10.
Joycey Rodriguez has it stripped. Now Munoz ahead to Prenz. No, that was Mosquera again.
Now how about that? You get a three-pointer last time down. This time Mosquera, first player down the court to finish that layup. Versatility of this young woman.
Colombia with another stop defensively. They've outscored Brazil 7-2 to start this third quarter. They've cut the lead to 8. 37-29, that's out of bounds off of Marcal. It'll be Colombia ball with 15 on the shot clock. Prenz. Palacio between the rings, back to her left around the Mosquera screen. Oh, and a beautiful bounce pass inside, just a little too far for Martinez. Now Martinez, the pretty spin move, can't get the jumper to fall. Nice offensive set there for Colombia. Is he on? Score the bucket. And she'll go to the free throw line for the and one. The foul is going to be on Narlene Mosquera, and that'll be her third.
One hand pull up right there for Eziani, and sometimes that mid-range game, you're not able to get a set shot going, so you got to finish with the one hand. That's what she did.
Eziani completes the three-point play. Back to an 11-point lead, 40-29, 7:45 to play, third quarter.
And I just want to emphasize that because so important as we practice our inside game and a three-point shot. You have got to develop a few arsenals, a few skills to finish in the midsection at the key. And that one-hand shot is one of them, the floater, the runner, anything you can do with both hands because it's not easy. Sometimes the defense gets to you. You got to have that quick and different releases.
There you see the ball going off of Brazil. It'll stay with Colombia. Baseline jumper for Mosquera, no good. Another rebound for Nadia Collado.
Brazil got the break, just two passes out of bounds and the open shot, too easy.
Eziani right side. Guarded by Munoz. Now up top to Justino. Inside, the ball poked away. And Colombia comes away with it. Munoz into the front court.
Sometimes the hand's part of the ball, and that's what happened there.
Munoz. Left side to Palacio. Guarded by Marcal. Now to Mosquera. Long jumper on the way, no good. Another rebound for Collado. Collado with 8 rebounds to go along with her team leading 9 points. Mosquera has 9 for Colombia. Rodriguez back to Justino. Now to Nadia. 17-footer, and that's good.
It's the third time today she knocked that shot. Mosquera cannot help. Got to step up to Nadia.
If Nadia keeps getting that shot, she will absolutely torture Colombia the rest of this day. 13-point lead, 42-29. And now I believe that's going to be an offensive foul. No, that's going to be on Rodriguez. The way I thought. Yeah, there's the foul. For a moment, I thought the way Prenz went through there that she knocked over the defender.
Brazil going zone on the out of bounds.
And the pass from Mosquera stolen, and she voices her frustration. Now Izzy on, coast to coast, off the window and in. 44-29, now back to a 15-point lead for Brazil. Inside 6 minutes to play third quarter.
And we've seen her do that move for years now. And she just got the speed and the strength to get down the court and finish in traffic.
Rios, a little stop and turnaround, wouldn't fall in. Now Izzy on, going up again and laying it in.
We just spoke about that, and she goes, well, it worked once, let's do it twice.
And I think if that had popped out, Nadia Collado might have dunked that for a tip dunk. She got it pretty high. Three-pointer attempt blocked. And Colombia wants another timeout. Paixão over to Izzian on the drive. Can't get it to go in, but she will go to the free throw line for a pair. That's going to be on Narlene Mosquera. That will be her fourth. So Mosquera with 4, Munoz with 3, Vente with 3, and it's a timeout for Colombia. 46-29, 5:06 to play third quarter. This is the 2016 South American Women's Championship.
¿Ella cuál jugada? Ella va para la canasta, porque ya vio que la jugada no anotan. Entonces nosotros tenemos que correr más duro, parar la transición más duro. Manuela, con decisión aquí a atacar. Vente, ¿qué es lo que sigue? Pantalla. Cuando ella va a regresar, pantalla, pantalla. Y las pantallas a la tiradora. Acordate de la jugada.
Back at Domo Bolivariano in Barquisimeto. As we look at some of the highlights. Pretty jumper by Nadia Collado and some coast-to-coast action by Izziani.
Izziani with the wide left wind-up. I mean, I wonder when did she figure that out, what that worked best for her. When and how.
Sure worked there.
You know, almost every gym has a nail right in the middle of the free throw section, marking the half, the midsection. A lot of guys like to line up there because they know that's a straight shot. But Izziani said, no nail for me. I'm wind up wherever I want.
Got another language question for you.
Yeah.
In that last time out, I heard the word canasta, and that's basket.
Correct.
But why is the Spanish word for basketball baloncesto?
Because it's more like bucket. Canasta would be more like a bucket, and baloncesto is ball to the basket, right?
Nice pass underneath to Collado, and a nice job getting it outside to Izzian, but her shot won't go. Collado is so good in traffic at getting the pass out to the perimeter.
And Tapia just too quick on that release. If you're Colombia, you want to make sure you get good quality shots every trip down. Don't give Brazil extra possessions.
And she was quick on the release, and so nobody was there for the offensive rebound either.
And that's some of the things you can practice. You know, such a mental aspect of the game. You have all the confidence in the world that you can make that shot, but just not the right timing. Sometimes that comes with maturity and experience, but the confidence is there. And that's why sometimes good shooters, they have a hard time picking a good shot because they're really confident that they can make every shot they take.
Ana Mendoza picked up her third foul a moment ago. That three misses again for Colombia. Our call for three. Collado tips the rebound to Justino from behind, and Justino cleans it up. Colombia 1 for 15 from three-point range. Brazil not much better, 3 of 12. Tapias for now for three, that misses. Another rebound for Collado. She's now got a double-double, 11 points, 10 rebounds. Colombia has missed 6 three-pointers in a row after missing their first 10.
Colombia just not the same team when they have the Palacio Martinez Mosquera on the bench, and Brazil keeping their starters on the court. Colombia just struggling a bit. They go to the bench and look to change things up.
Now Mendoza called for her fourth foul, so she comes out. Torres and Vente in. 3:01 to play third quarter. 53-29 in favor of Brazil. Izziani now with 14 points. Brazil outscoring Colombia 19-7 in this third quarter. Rios getting it to Delgado, trying to fight her way around a screen to get an open look, and Pati Ribeiro too good on defense. block called on Justino. How did I do on the pronunciation that time of Ibero?
Ibero doing great, my friend. You're improving steadily every Brazil game.
Vente hits the free throw.
And Iziani right here looked like she's bleeding a little bit from the left arm and ran to the bench to maybe it's a scratch or something.
Yeah, just a scratch it looks like.
But she's trying to hide it from the referees. Make sure they don't see that she's wiping blood off her arm.
She's got lipstick on. Maybe she can
Yeah.
wipe her mouth a little bit, smudge some lipstick on that arm.
And that's the pretty thing about women's basketball, right? Girls come out here with the lipsticks and the nice hairdos, and
Now Torres and Collado battling underneath.
you appreciate that.
Torres will get called for the foul. Nadia will go to the free throw line. Yeah, she just took a shot right to the ribs. Actually, I think that was Rios on the foul. Yeah, that was Rios. That was not Levis Torres. My apologies to Miss Torres and her family. Another good game for Nadia, as you see there. Hits both free throws, 13 points now. Go along with 10 rebounds. Brazil steadily pulling away since the latter part of the first quarter. Delgado around the screen by Torres to Rios. 7 to shoot. Rios to her right, throwing it up off the window and in. Pretty drive by Manuela Rios.
Had that ball one-handed, took the two-step and a beautiful angle to finish that.
Inside of 2 minutes to play in this third quarter. And now to Paixão on the drive. She will go to the free throw line as Cordoba gets called for her second foul.
Yeah, Paixão, a good point guard, just big enough to go in there and absorb the contact and the ability to finish. Also got the nice touch. As you see, it's a privilege for Brazil to have her come off the bench.
The future at guard for Brazil, you would think, would be Patty Ribeiro and Taina de Paixão. Ribeiro showing that she plays tremendous defense, can score a little bit. We know de Paixão can certainly fill it up.
And that's
Certainly going to get a few more very good years out of Nadia Collado. 3 left on the shot clock. Floater up, almost fell in for Manuela Rios. Paixão.
there you go, good ball reversal,
Yeah.
high-low.
Collado up strong, won't go. Justino fighting for the rebound, and Cordoba comes away with it. And now a whistle.
We're gonna get double technical, it looks like here,
Yeah. On
just to keep things smooth.
Justino and
13,
yeah, Torres. Yeah, a little jawing after that play.
Torres got called for the tee. Referee just want to keep things cool.
Yep. Diana Oliveros right there to make the call, and did not see if this was a timeout or just a substitution. Turns out it was neither. Colombia inbounds the ball. 1:05 to play third quarter. Brazil up 25.
Yeah, double tech, one in each. No free throws,
Right.
just out of bounds.
Collado another rebound. Paixão on the left side. Justino now, 10 to shoot. Nadia from the right elbow this time. That rings out. Vente the rebound. Here comes Rios at the right side. Jousting with Ribeiro. Now Delgado on the drive. She's going to draw the foul. Paixão raising her hand, but they are going to call it on Collado. That will be her first. Actually, I thought that was on Justino more than Collado. That would have been the third on Justino, but Nadia says no big deal, only my first.
Let's see if we can work some on your Portuguese again. And how about we try to say it? Collado.
Collado?
Collado.
Collado.
Nadia Collado.
Nadia Collado.
About right. Proud of you, my friend. Come a long way. Soon enough, you'll be doing games in Portuguese.
I don't think so. It's a delicate balance for an English language broadcaster. You want to do the American English pronunciation of names, but you also want to be true to the name of the player.
100%. Explain that a little bit more so people can understand. Okay, that's such an important point you say.
Well, it's, you know, you have the R sound in English. It's an R, but you say, I would say Torres, for instance, you would say Torres.
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 Uh-huh.
And I would say Collado, but it's more Collado.
Collado.
And of course we got Paixão.
Mm-hmm. No.
And so it's not me trying to show off a little bit that I have picked up an accent, but just trying to pronounce
in English
names.
you would read Cordoba, and in Spanish you would read Cordoba.
Cordoba.
So it's thin line there, and you're doing a good thing you brought that up because yeah, we see that a lot in international basketball, right? Because we're doing it in English in different countries, and people think about why they pronounce now why they pronounce it, the pronunciation of that name is that way, and it's because especially the vocals, right? The A, E, I, O, U. A lot of difference from language to language.
And you've got Gilmaro Justino, whose last name is spelled Justino. In the States, we would say Justino.
Justino. In Portuguese, we would even say Justino.
So I've been saying that one wrong.
No, I don't think
I
you're
thought
saying
you
it
told
wrong.
me in Canada it was Justino with an H at the beginning.
If you were to say it in Spanish, yes.
Oh.
If you were to say it in Portuguese, it would be Justino. And in Spanish,
come on now.
Justino. Well, we're getting the details, right? We're doing a good job, man.
And
we're getting the details. That's the way it works. The English, the Spanish, and the Portuguese pronunciation, they're all different.
Kelly Santos for Brazil.
See, Kelly Santos, you got that one.
See, in English, American English, we'd say Santos.
Santos, correct.
That's more of a Chicago-style accent, though, that flatter A, Santos.
We're going to make it after this Olympics. We're going to tell guys we're going to start doing games in Spanish and Portuguese and see how that works.
Just say, hey, I know a guy. Third quarter comes to an end, 60-37 in favor of Brazil. Yeah, another long-range shot almost falls in. We head to the fourth quarter in Barquisimeto. It's a big lead for Brazil. This is the 2016 South American Women's Championships live from Domo Bolivariano. One more quarter to play in this one. 60-37 in favor of Brazil. Second game of the day. Here on the third day of competition in group play of the 2016 South American Women's Championship. Brazil handling Colombia after Colombia had a pretty good start in this one. Earlier today it was Paraguay over Chile, 83-69. Pair of games coming up later this afternoon. Argentina and Peru at 4:15, followed by Ecuador and Venezuela at 6:30. We will have both of those games live for you. I'm Craig Fada. He's Victor Mansour.
Hanging out, bringing basketball to you.
And having some fun.
Absolutely.
Victor trying to confuse me with some language lessons in both Portuguese and Spanish. And makes it even harder because my secondary language is French. Three-pointer missed by Marlene Mosquera.
And that's the pretty thing about our continent. Such a variety of languages, right? We got so many of them that.
Yeah. Jennifer Munoz hits the three ball. Cuts it to 20. Now Jakob from the top of the key. No, I've been saying Jakob.
Jacob.
Jacob?
Karina Jacob.
Now that's Portuguese. What would it be in Spanish?
Karina Jacob.
Jacob. Okay, so I've been saying it wrong. And another three by Colombia. That one by Marlene Mosquera cuts it to 17. Should have taken better notes when we were in Edmonton. I thought that one was Jakob.
You're doing a great job, my friend. Don't do yourself like that. Well, you like
Ziani
to see,
goes to the hole.
Ziani, she's been having a good tournament. It looked like it's her come-out party here. That's last quarter now. Brazil looking to set screens for her, give her the ball, and she's being very decisive once she catches. Good to see Brazil's going to lead all of her in the Olympics.
She looked pretty good in Edmonton last year as well. They did not need her quite as much.
Yeah, coming back from the Achilles last year.
Right, just working herself back into form.
But now she looks fully recovered, really in shape. And good to see that she's one of the leaders of this team.
Munoz gives it up to Palacio. She tried to get it inside to the cutting Prenz, and it's intercepted. Ribeiro.
You see right here.
Ziani for three. Bang! Ziani Castro hits the three-pointer. And that stretches the lead back to 21.
She got 18, but last third quarter and now here in the fourth, extremely determined to get the ball and go to the basket or shoot, and her teammates looking for her as well.
Colombia ball on the possession. 7:26 to play. Fourth quarter. Mosquera turnaround jump shot.
Pretty turnaround. She was going to her right.
Yeah.
As soon as she quick enough to catch and spin towards the middle to her left, and just couldn't get it to drop. A pretty play.
That's a tough spin to make.
You're going one way, you got to stop and change directions. Not easy.
Mabel Martinez, the long jump shot, no good. Offensive rebound for Colombia. That was Palacio. Martinez again around the screen by Prenz. Launches the three. Catches front iron. The rebound by Jacob.
Jacob in Portuguese. Doing great, my friend. Proud of you. Here's that one again. Now
Aaron passed by Ribeiro.
Those things go with practice. Pachi thought that Iziani was going to pop out, but Iziani more of a slasher, looking to go into a curl. Pachi thought she was going to pop out, and that's why there was a mistake. Those are the few things that you fine-tune in practice as you play along together. Sometimes all you need is just eye contact and
Martinez. Not sure if they determined if that was a two-pointer or a three-pointer. It looked like it was a late three-point call. That was a three.
Here comes Colombia down 19, try to cut the lead. Did not get that one to drop as Brazil and Eziani especially in transition. So dangerous in transition. Got the speed, got the in and outs. That time crossover to the left and strong enough to finish.
Couple of substitutions now. Jacqueline Silvestre comes on. Patsy Ribeiro sits down. Vente and Cordoba back on for Colombia. Martinez and Pren sitting down, as does Palacio. I believe Jennifer Munoz checked back in for Colombia. She comes in with 3 fouls. Siani now. "20 points, 9 of 10 from the free throw line to go along with 4 rebounds. Nadia Collado with 15 points and 11 rebounds. Oh, the floater by Rios. As she came down, she ran smack into Karina Jacob.
A nice pass by Hirziani. Last second drop to Karina, and she finished that one.
So the foul is going to be on Jennifer Munoz. That'll be her 4th. Now Ana Mendoza checks in. Munoz checks out. Maria Delgado will come in. And she replaces Narlene Mosquera. .5:31 to play. Soliega getting set to check in. Free throw goes out of bounds, and it'll be Colombia ball. Ega now replacing Jacob.
See, I like when the point guard changes and the point guard that comes in picks up full court right away, make their presence felt, bringing in energy.
Rios launches the 3, misses right. And sometimes that's all the back up point guard is supposed to do. Be a thorn in the side of the opposing point guard. Score the bucket for Isiani.
Yeah, come in, change the rhythm.
Yep.
Take away things, break the inertia, you know what I mean, and just make sure that as soon as they go in, that her team, in whatever level it is, just picks up a notch.
Foul on Mendoza. She is done for the day. She will be replaced by Levis Torres. .505 to play, 4th quarter. Free throw missed. Cordoba was going in for the rebound, and she got fouled by Isiani Castro. That's her 3rd, and Isiani will have a seat. Tatiana Pacheco comes back in. Seems like it's clouding up outside. Look at the white fabric roof. When it's bright sunshine outside, that really lights up the interior of this arena. And now, it must be pretty cloudy because it's a little bit darker in here. Not quite as dark as it would be at night, but then you have the full effect of the lights. Torres hits the free throw. Veteran center for Team Colombia.
.450 to go. If you're Colombia, take advantage of that you're playing against Brazil and look to execute at the high level in terms of your defense philosophy. Don't let that happen where let Kelly Santos catch the ball down low too easy. You want to make sure you establish everything. We spoke about little goals, and this is what you do here. 4:30 to go. Maybe try to beat Brazil in the last 4 minutes.
That was a gorgeous spin move by Santos. Goes to the left hand, could not get it to fall though. Now Silvestri to the right hand, Santos the offensive rebound. Brazil controls. A guy inside to Santos, reverse layup, high off the glass and in.
Nice pass by Aga.
Very nice pass by Aga.
Just
and an incredibly difficult finish for Santos.
Lobbed it enough, just enough touch for Kelly just to catch it on the run and finish.
Out of bounds again for Colombia. 4:03 to play, fourth quarter. Joyce Rodriguez to her right, now out to Aga for three. Collado stood up on the bench, wanted to see her teammate hit that one.
And that's what Aga can do. She plays that stretch four, confident enough to make that shot, but just wide left.
We've used that term a couple times, stretch four, for the uninitiated into the nuances of basketball. Why don't you talk a little bit about what stretch four means?
Well, within the position of a basketball, we numbered them 1 through 5. The point guard being the 1, the shooting guard being the 2, your small forward the 3, your power forward the 4, and your center the 5. And that 4 position, the power forward at Aga, number 11 for Brazil right now, plays is at times you set your offense with the 4-player out. You have guys on or girls on the perimeter, and if you're able to shoot that shot, usually the big guy, the 4 player, if they can shoot that shot, that really stretches out the defense and it opens up your offense. That's why we call it stretch 4.
And as more international players come into the American game, we're seeing more stretch 4s. There haven't really been very many of those in American basketball. Larry Bird being a prime example of a stretch 4, although he was more of a 3.
Correct. And
but he was 6'10", so.
What happens a lot now is everybody needs to know how to shoot. The game, the way it's evolved with the defenses being aggressive, you gotta have a stretch 4 on your squad to open up the driving lanes to your offense.
If you could think of a couple examples of a modern stretch 4 in American basketball.
Well, there's quite a few. The Raptors right now got Patrick Patterson, and Cleveland with Cheney Fry, and Oklahoma and Golden State for sure, Desmond Green. So a couple of guys playing that key position, and a lot of times because of the stretch 4, as you see Aga right here, they got the ball in their hands, so we even call them point forward, which would be they're a forward but playing the point guard position, making decision, playing the quarterback.
Nice job by Kelly Santos down low as we're inside of 2 minutes. 76-50 in favor of Brazil. Now Vente goes up, draws the foul. 1:38 to play. That's going to be on Joyce Rodriguez. That's her 3rd. Tapias on now for Colombia, and Cordoba sits down. Friends getting set to check back in as well. Pretty sound of the ball going through the net. Our FIBA technical television crew.
You read my mind.
Has the net mic'd behind the backboard camera. Behind both backboards. Got microphones in the huddles. Just an amazing job by the whole staff at FIBA putting on these tournaments, and the television crew, the graphics, the statistics, all tied in together, making our job as broadcasters very easy.
Hanging out with the good ones. And we get to see the good ones play too.
Yes, sir. Have to say, certainly the best technical television crew I've ever worked with. Been a pleasure doing these tournaments with FIBA in Mexico City and Edmonton, Road Town in the British Virgin Islands last year, and now here in Barquisimeto, Venezuela. We've got Panama City coming up, Caracas, and then the women's Centro Basket at a location yet to be announced. Delgado has 3 points, all from the free throw line. And she's got 4. Coming up on 1 minute to play, and a little miscommunication there between Jacqueline Silvestre and Joyce Rodriguez. And Victor, you look at the point total for Brazil today, 76 points, not going to be anywhere near the 100-plus average that they've had. Is that something that Colombia, despite the fact that they're going to lose by 20 points, is that something that Colombia did that other teams can maybe learn from?
Yes, I think so. I think Colombia made Brazil's life hard in transition. Brazil did not score as many fast break points as they did yesterday. They're able to fight with Brazil on the rebounds. And if you're Colombia, you're proud of that. You're walking out of here in a 20-point game with a strong Brazil team in which you held them to 76. And Colombia had some problems scoring. They got the 55 here, as you see Manuela Rios at the age of 19. But the future is bright for this Colombia team. They should leave this game with their heads high.
Rios is going to be a good player for Colombia in the coming years. 7 to shoot. Rios launches the 3, no good. Rebound, Ega. And Brazil with a pretty healthy point differential in their first 3 games. And now the feed to Silvestre.
Brazil
will
get a day off tomorrow. In Colombia, we'll see them again versus Paraguay, and that should be interesting. One is Paraguay off to 2-0.
Colombia will try to collect their second win in group play. Delgado's 3 misses.
And both of those teams really fighting for that second spot in the group. Colombia and Paraguay, that head-to-head matchup is key tomorrow.
Ega as time expires. And the final score, Brazil 76, Colombia 55. Not quite as much of a blowout as the score would indicate. Colombia played very well in stretches, especially early on. They showed no fear of the Brazilians, but they fall by 21 points. This is the 2016 South American Championship for Women, live from Barquisimeto, Venezuela. Taking a look at some of the final stats on this one. Brazil 51% from 2-point range, 19 of 37. Not very good from beyond the arc, just 4 of 14. Colombia ended up not shooting very well from 2-point range, 13 of 42. Their 3-point shooting did not really improve much as the game went on. Brazil, big rebounding advantage, 48 to 30, but a 12-8 edge on the offensive glass for Colombia. 20 turnovers for Brazil, just 11 for Colombia. Colombia with 11 steals. So that's got to be something that Antonio Carlos Barbosa is going to look at on the stat sheet and say, ladies, we've got to clean this up. Bizian leading the way for Brazil with 22 points. Nadia Collado with 11 points. Gilmar Justino leading in assists. As we look at the full table of top scorers for Colombia. Ana Mendoza had 2. Maria Delgado 4. Maria Tapias had 2. Marcelo Rios had 5. Lacio 8. Martinez 7. In a quiet game for her. Marlene Vente 7. Munoz had 3. Torres had 2. Cordoba 3. And Marlene Mosquera had 12 to go along with her 5 rebounds. For Brazil, Taina de Paixão, 5 points. Joyce Rodriguez, 5. Marcal had 3. Ziani with the 22. Silvestri played but did not score. Tatiana Pacheco with 3. Ega played but did not score. Corina Jacob, 4. Nadia Collado, 15 points and 11 rebounds. Yomara Justino, 5 points, 5 rebounds. And Kelly Santos, 14 points, 8 rebounds. So the bigs for Brazil get it done, along with Iziani. And Brazil moves to 3-0 in group play. Colombia falls to 1-1. Don't forget, we've got 2 more games coming up. The first at 4:15, Argentina and Peru, followed up at 6:30 by Ecuador and Venezuela. For my partner Victor Mansur and everybody at FIBA, we say thank you for watching, and we will see you in just a little while as the 2016 South American Women's Championship continues live from Domo Bolivariano in Venezuela.